attorneys. The call is confidential and free.
This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
All right, great friends. It is a Thursday afternoon here on Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. And 7 Mile Casino is just 7 minutes south of downtown San Diego. If you like blackjack and poker, if you love a great restaurant and bar, Sammy's Restaurant and Bar, and if you like it all in a smoke-free environment, you're going to love 7 Mile Casino. Come on down and visit. All right, Grande, I mentioned to you that Phil Mickelson was on my mind. Not because I intended to have a full segment about Phil, hardly.
Oh.
It was really more about something I thought that would be on your mind that I know I probably wouldn't pay as much attention to, that I thought you could tell us all about, which is, first of all, there's a really big UFC fight coming up this weekend that our man Jorge Masvidal is going to fight in. And I say our man because when we hung out with that guy in Miami a couple of years ago at the Super Bowl, this is literally 2 years ago, we had no radio show at the time, just the podcast. And this guy, Jorge Masvidal, who's one of the most famous UFC fighters on the planet, sat next to us, not while we were recording a podcast or even broadcasting a radio show, just sat there and hung out with us. What would you say? 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour?
Yeah, something like that.
Something crazy. So Masvidal's got a huge fight coming up this weekend. I wanted you to kind of preview that for us because I don't know a lot about the guy he's fighting, a guy named Colby Covington. And then there's this other story about Cain Velasquez that I wanted to get myself a little educated on. I thought you'd be the guy. Listen, you're not following this Phil Mickelson thing. Neither are you, Browner. I am. So I brought a little something to the table. Tell us about this Cain Velasquez story and what's going on.
So I believe on Monday I brought up the story, or Tuesday, that Cain Velasquez, former UFC heavyweight champion, was arrested and charged for attempted murder on multiple gun assault charges. He was officially charged with that on Wednesday, yesterday, but now details are coming out of exactly what happened, and it's actually pretty gnarly, dude. So here's how it goes. There was a man named, I forget his name, but a man named whatever was arraigned on Friday and charged with a single count of lewd and lascivious act with
was it when you say lascivious, do you mean lascivious or do you mean lascivious?
I don't know. I can't read today.
Because you're not wearing your glasses because nobody's going to recognize you?
Exactly. This person.
Lascivious.
I'm sticking with lascivious. That sounds way worse.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's very
vicious. It's like
gross.
French. It's like French. It's bad in French. It's a little vicious.
Anyway, so this guy who's 43 years old was charged with taking a child younger than 10 into a bathroom at a home of a daycare and basically molesting him. And the child, who was under 10 years old, said to the prosecutors that he's seen him do it to multiple children. So how is this guy in a daycare? It is at a private residence, and this guy lives at the daycare. So I believe this guy's mother runs the daycare, and he has taken advantage of children.
She had to have known, too. That's why you can't send your kids to daycare, man.
So what happened was this person who was charged with that and found guilty
guilty? What, they already had a trial?
Was awarded house arrest.
Oh, at the daycare?
And the child who's under 10 years old is related to Cain Velasquez. The exact relationship we don't know. Velasquez was furious when they gave the guy basically house arrest. And as the guy is driving, this is the way I read it, from the court to get his ankle monitor, Cain followed the car, just pissed off, enraged, took matters into his own hands, and tried to shoot the guy. Unfortunately, this guy was in a car with two other people. Cain didn't shoot the guy. He shot the dad. And that's how Cain got arrested on a traffic stop later. So to recap, this guy is 43 years old, charged and found guilty of
child molester. Hold on. Let's rephrase. 43-year-old child molester.
That's what I was getting to. Found guilty of that. Awarded. I say awarded because he was awarded house arrest, and that was Cain's relative. Cain, pissed off, takes matters into his own hands, tries to shoot the guy, fails to shoot the guy, but still charged with attempted murder.
That sucks. So
Kane's
I
facing
got
up
no
to
problem
20
with
years
this.
now.
I got no. Let the man out. Let the man out. I got no problem with this. Let him out. He should be free. He should be free.
you're saying Kane.
Yes, free Kane.
Thing is, um, okay, if I'm an MMA fighter, you know what I like to do?
Fight.
I like to kick ass, man.
But they pay me for that.
I understand, but before they paid me for it, I still kick some ass.
Mm-hmm.
Remember a couple years ago, Alex? Where were we at the Super Bowl?
You and Sean Merriman?
No, not
Oh.
That
when.
was about to
Not
be reversed.
no, not that one. When we were at the Super Bowl and we were talking to Chuck
Liddell?
Liddell?
Yeah,
That
Liddell.
was. Where was that one?
That was Houston.
No,
Minnesota,
maybe
wasn't it?
Where?
I thought it was
not
in Minnesota.
Minnesota. No,
No, I'm going to
that
say
was in
Houston.
a mall.
No, I'm going with Houston as where we had.
You said it wasn't a mall?
I thought no, mall was
I
Minnesota.
think San Francisco, dude.
You think so? Oh, maybe you're right.
I think San Francisco.
So Chuck Liddell comes over to the show, and we wind up getting into a whole conversation with Chuck Liddell about street fighting, not about MMA
MMA.
fighting, you know. And Chuck had a million stories of kicking people's asses on the streets if he had to, you know. And if I'm Cain Velasquez and I'm a mixed martial arts champion, the thing I want to do to this child molester is get my hands on him. I want to beat him. I want to beat him with my hands. How dare you touch my child or my nephew, my niece? How dare you, 43-year-old animal piece of crap? How dare you have your mother with a daycare center in your like she's feeding you dates, you freaking piece of crap, right? I'm going to get my hands on you and then I'm going to just beat you because I'm a fighter and I kick ass. I'm not a shooter. I don't shoot and kill. I kick ass.
Maybe he couldn't catch up to him. They were in a car. So, it sounds like he just fired into the car blindly and hit the wrong person.
I think that there's an aspect of everyone has said this out loud before. Like, if that was my child, I'd go and kill the guy, right?
Yeah.
Like you get. I don't think you can really judge someone who's so physically enraged to just be like, obviously, if Kane grabs a hold of this guy, it's over for the guy. That's just no question about that. And I think that's what most people, or at least on my group chats, are saying is like, didn't have a gun, probably would have got away with it. If you just would have whooped this dude's ass, you beat him to a bloody pulp, I think he gets away with it with a little time, maybe some community service or something like that. But the fact is that he got in a car, shot in a public street with multiple cars around him, and put others in danger as well. So it's like, I understand the charges against Kane now because it was pretty reckless, but
well, I mean, it is attempted murder. I mean,
right.
I'm not. And Browner, I hear what you're saying. Like, but we live in we have laws. The laws don't say, hey, if this happens to you, you can do this as revenge.
So I had one part of the story wrong too, and this might make more sense. He was not found guilty yet. He was arrested and was granted supervised release. He denied any wrongdoing. So if you're asking yourself, why would he wait until he was found guilty? Like, Kane just went straight after him as soon as the arrest happened.
Yeah.
So what I would say is this. The fact that a court would let this man out, whether he said he was innocent or not, that for me, no. No. You clearly, you were in a daycare, in a situation molesting children where you lived in the daycare. So there had to be people at the daycare knowing that this man had a problem. If it was his mother's daycare, people were aware. People know. They don't say, but they know. So the fact that you allowed this man around children, and now you're going to put him at house arrest where he lives, where the daycare is. No.
Well, you're putting a lot of details together based on what Alex is telling us, and based
here's
on
exactly how Yahoo reported it.
Okay.
Velasquez's relative, who's younger than 10, apparently told police that Goularte took him into a bathroom at the home daycare center that his mother runs and touched his genitals. This apparently happened 100 times, and Goularte told the child not to tell anybody. The child reportedly told police that he saw other children go into the bathroom with Goularte too. Goularte was granted supervised release after the arrest, has denied any wrongdoing.
Okay. So innocent until proven guilty. I'll live with that part of it. Sounds like he's guilty. Okay.
If that is what someone charges you with, there's a drunk tank cell for you until the trial date comes. I can't let
Yeah.
you around other kids. I can't let
Well,
you
I mean,
back
that's
out.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just it. Hey, listen, this happened years ago in San Diego. I'm trying to remember. Gosh, I can't believe I can't remember the name of this
Bob
young
Filner.
man. No, 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 no. No, no, no.
And
This
this is
is
the
this was what was the girl's name? You'll be able to Google this quickly. There was a young girl out in Rancho Bernardo. She went for a run.
Oh, Chelsea's Law.
Chelsea King. That was her name. And I've met her parents and they've since moved out of San Diego. Chelsea King was her name. The guy in San Diego who murdered her and was found guilty of it, he lived at home with his mother. And he also had already been in trouble for something similar, and they knew he was a predator. And they let this guy out. And he also, I don't recall, I'm trying to remember the story, but like he wasn't a registered,
Sex offender.
like, yeah, I don't think. But nonetheless, he's living amongst people. Here's a sex offender living amongst normal, peaceful, law-abiding,
unexpecting
tax-paying.
people.
Right, exactly. And here's this beautiful young lady who decides to go out for a jog by herself, and this freaking animal jumps on her like he's a bear, like a real animal.
Mhm.
So listen, innocent until proven guilty is fine. What I'm surprised at though is that Cain Velasquez, again, this is where my mind goes. You're a pro fighter. You throw hands.
Yeah.
Why would he not have said, wait, I'm going to wait this out. I'm going to
'Cause
get
you
this guy
can't.
on house arrest. Wait, I'm going to get this guy on house arrest. I'm going to knock on the door like I'm an Amazon delivery guy. And when he opens the door, I'm going to punch him in his face. And then I'm going to get on top of him and ground him and pound him. And then I'm going to leave and I'm going to let him know.
As
You ever touch me?
Here's how Yahoo reports this.
Oh,
According to prosecutors, Velasquez followed Harry Goularte's parents on their way to pick him up to obtain an electronic monitoring device. Goularte was charged in a separate molestation case just days before after he allegedly molested one of Velasquez's underage relatives.
oh
After following them for some time, Velasquez shot once at Goularte. Velasquez then allegedly rammed his vehicle into theirs after a more aggressive chase, and then shot several more times, hitting Goularte's stepfather in the arm and torso. Velasquez then fled the scene. I'm telling you, this is just rage, dude. This is rage.
This is what I will say.
I'm sure Cain was probably at the court. They let the dude walk, and Cain got pissed and was like, "F this! I got a gun in my truck because I live in Northern California, and there's probably not that many. You know what I mean? He probably lives like in the middle of nowhere, and I think that he was just a rage without even thinking about it, dude.
As a person who has an anger problem, I can tell you,
I've seen
once you
it
get mad,
in a car.
once you get mad, there's nothing that you can do unless you resolve the situation. So he probably got so mad in that moment. It was unfortunate that he had a gun because that is the most pain he could inflict, and that's what he set out to do because he was blinded by fury. Once you get that mad, I've been there before. Once you get that mad, you can't see anything other than the objective. That's it. That's
yeah,
it.
but Browner, I mean, you get mad. And listen, Alex, you said it like earlier. Anybody who's ever everybody has said this. If that person ever did that to my kid, I'll kill that guy.
Everyone said that.
Everyone has said that, but not everyone actually acts out on it.
Right.
And so I understand what you're saying, Browner, about having an anger problem. But all I'm getting at is this: is that if you're a pro fighter, you want to put hands on. You don't want to shoot to kill. You want to beat.
But I can tell you this, as a pro fighter, he's never been that mad at an opponent.
He's such a laid back dude. Like I followed this guy's career for so long. Like this guy is so laid back. No one has ever said anything bad about this guy. He's like one of the good guys of the sport. Even though he might look a certain way, he's got brown pride tattooed on his chest, but he literally is like a son of like of immigrant workers that work in fields. Like this dude is just very prideful of being Mexican, and he looks like a very scary dude. But there's never been anything bad about this guy. Family man, like top-notch individual, is a trainer, like trained at the famous AKA gym, like in NorCal. Like nothing has ever been bad about it. There's no prior anything about anything with this guy. No violence, no street fights, no nothing. It's just a moment of rage.
I know. And think about what it does now. The guy who touched the kid, he's out and he's on house arrest
No
and
gunshots either.
and didn't get shot and killed, which is what Kane, like, if right now, if Kane were facing murder charges and he killed the other dude, he'd probably be sitting there going, "Hey, look, I have to pay the price. I knew I was willing to pay the price. I
Right.
just wanted this guy dead."
If
But
there's any justice, they will put these two people in the same jail.
yeah. Well,
If there's any justice, they put him in the same jail. And then he'd handle it in there every
yeah.
day until that guy
But
got out.
but no, but it's like you want revenge immediately. How dare you put your hands, 43-year-old animal, on this 10-year-old child? How dare you? But when you shoot at him and you get the wrong guy, and now you're facing there's no talking your way out of this. Judge, hey, look, here's the thing. He did this, this, and this, so I had no choice. I had to take matters into my own hands. No judge is going to sit there and go, I understand. I get that. Yeah, I got that. That's
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah,
I think
that's
what's
not how the
going
law works.
but going forward, listen, Kane did what he did. He's going to serve time. That is a fact. Like, no one's going to let him walk for this. That daycare needs to be shut down yesterday.
Mhm.
Oh, the mother needs to be in jail.
Like, that
The mother needs to
daycare,
go to jail.
if found guilty, that daycare and the person responsible for that daycare needs to also face charges.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Because
it's why
that
I
is
don't.
your son living. That is a 43-year-old man living at his mom's house molesting children. That thing needs to be shut down as of now. And if found guilty, then they charged as well.
But this is why I'm saying, how could you even let this man out on house arrest? He lives in the daycare. Like,
Well, that's
what
what the
is
story
wrong with the
reported,
criminal
yeah.
justice system that a judge can look at this situation and go, all right, well, you can't go home, so we're just going to put you in jail. Like, you are a nuisance to the community.
Well, maybe there's details in the story that we don't know.
We don't know yet,
We're
yeah.
just we're
I would
yeah,
hope
we're just
so.
I would
getting-
say,
yeah.
I would say, as a private citizen of California,
Mhm.
I feel way more comfortable with Kane walking than I do that guy walking.
Yeah,
And
right.
Kane try to kill
Of
the
course.
guy.
Right, of course.
Right?
That's
Like,
what I'm.
if I found out the judge let Kane walk on bail, I'd be like, all right, I know he's not going to go do anything to anybody but that guy.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that's why I'm getting at, if I'm Cain Velasquez and I'm a big star mixed martial arts fighter and I'm a former champion and I'm a famous guy and I've got a good life and I don't want to throw it all away, I don't
It
need
ain't
to
a-
go
see,
shoot at the guy. I need
so
to
I
just go
disagree.
punch him in the face 5 times.
I
Why?
disagree. I disagree. Some people and cultures, as a man, it's your responsibility to protect your family. Period.
So
And
beating a guy up and punching him in the face and making him suffer is not a good thing. You
I
you
guess at
have
that
to shoot
point-
him to kill him.
Because at
If
that
you-
point, he
if
wanted to
you-
kill the guy.
if you're molesting children, you should die.
Yeah,
You
well,
should die.
Yeah, but again, if I'm a fighter, if I'm a pro fighter, look, I'm a peaceful guy. All right.
But you're also saying a pro fighter is also prideful.
Yeah,
A pro-
right. You would think that he'd beat the hell out of the guy.
Worse, he wants. That's what I'm saying. He
How
wants
about beat him to
worse.
death? Yeah, but I'm surprised he doesn't
Couldn't
want to
catch
put his
him. He was
hands
in the
on him.
car. He rammed him. Couldn't get the car to stop. So then, pow, 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 pow. I'm gonna empty this clip out.
Yeah, and I wish I could say I feel bad for the stepfather, like he was some innocent
I don't
bystander.
feel bad for him either,
I don't
because he
feel bad
probably
for him.
knew.
Yeah, I don't feel bad.
He probably knew.
Oh.
Whoever this man was molesting children, people in that house knew. The idea that does say no one, they knew, because
do
people
you know?
always know.
Oh, that's how.
Hmm.
All right.
Facts.
Well,
Brown facts.
all right. All right. There you go. All right. Listen. Hey, I knew I wanted to hear about this story. I knew I wanted to hear about it. I just because I wasn't following it intently. I knew you. See, I was following Mickelson. You were following Cain Velasquez. Two totally different
Now let's
interests.
talk about the Timberwolves.
I'm down, dude. Let's do it.
Or how about if we talk about the Philadelphia 76ers? Did you see James Harden make his debut last night?
That was his home debut. Yeah, this
Oh,
is
home
his third
debut.
game,
Home
yeah.
debut.
Welcome to baseball season with no baseball, great friends.
Right on, right on. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
listen, let me make a quick mention though. New sponsor here on the show. Really happy to have these guys here. This is Mazda of Escondido. Story goes like this. About a year ago, I had 2 cars with 3 drivers. Because if you remember, for those of you that are close to the show, my son went off to college at the University of Albany. He came back during COVID. So now his sister took his car, but now he's home. So now I got 3 kids and I got 2 cars. And now it's just nothing but a big fight, right? So I talked to Bill Hagan, the owner of 1090, and I know he's got a lot of relationships in the car business. I said, "Hey, I got to get some cars for my kids." And what I'm trying to do is I got a car payment, I got 2 car payments on these 2 different cars, and they're way too expensive. I want to take these 2 cars and turn them into 3 cars. So that night, me and my 3 kids, my 3 driving children, we all drove out to Mazda of Escondido Auto Park. Very easy to find. Everybody knows the Escondido Auto Park. So we drive out there. We go visit with Alan, the general manager. And I tell him the exact story. I go, Alan, I got this Cadillac, okay, and I got this GMC, and they're costing me combined this, and I want to take these 2, trade them in, and I want to turn it into 3, and I want to pay less than I am for these 2 cars. Alex, I don't know if you have the picture of my kids, but that night, we literally walked off the lot with these 3 Mazda vehicles. My son's got the 2022 CX-5. He left and went back out to college, left that car here. I've been driving it everywhere. I mentioned that I gave it to Lawhead for a week. He used it, loved it. The girls love their Mazdas. All their friends get in the cars and they're like, this car is dope. So they all feel really cool. They're safe, they're reliable, and they're really, really well priced. And they've got an entire lineup of brand new Mazdas for you at Mazda of Escondido. Ask for Alan. He's the GM. Tell him you're a great friend. He's going to take really good care of you. This was a year ago, and they're just now starting to advertise with the show. So happy to have them along. MazdaofEscondido.com. All right, coming up, Sean McVay, the coach of the Rams, says he's sticking around. We'll get to that story. Coming right back. This is Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
1090 just got bigger and better. Please join us in welcoming SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate, the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. NFL, MLB, NBA, live game, the best sports talk programming with the largest signal in all of California. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Rugby. It's America's fastest growing sport and the predecessor of American football, combining football's physicality, the free-flowing grace of soccer, the ball handling skills of basketball, and the intensity of ice hockey. No pads, no helmets, all action. Rugby Wrap-Up and Major League Rugby, Thursday nights at 9 p.m. on Your View, starting March 17th.
Hey Hoops fans, Victor Howell here, host for the NCAA Tournament Special Dance to the Dome. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local teams all the way to the Final Four at the Dome. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we dance to the Dome this March on Your View.
Main streets are the heart of our communities, where we connect with our neighbors, support local businesses, and share new adventures. Main Street Living celebrates all of this, bringing you uplifting stories with guests from across the country and your community. Main Street Living covers what's important to you today, from our street to your street. Join Cheryl, Danielle, and Quincy for Main Street Living, Mondays at 9 on Your View.
So I became a dentist because I just love science and I love art. I have a music background, so I wanted to do something that I can use the hand dexterity that I've developed, through my musical training. We've had a practice in San Diego for 25 years. It's called the Super Dentist. For over 2 decades, I've had parents ask me the same questions on a daily basis. And so I decided to put all of this information in one place. I wrote a book. Title of it is If Your Mouth Could Talk. Because if your mouth could talk, it would tell you about the condition of your entire life. Right now, the oral care marketplace is a mess. And so we decided to launch a new company called Supermouth, which is a subscription model of oral care. And so we want to be proactively educating parents, providing the tools and the oral care products to make sure they can raise healthier, happier, more successful kids. The education piece is a key piece in our company, because if you're educated as a parent, you're going to do the right things. People can find my book, If Your Mouth Could Talk, themouthbook.com, and purchase the book there, and also get some special gifts to go along with the book.
Prospect Home Finance is a mortgage company. We specialize in residential refinances and home purchases. So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, if you're going out looking for a pre-approval, to buy a new home, meet with the realtor, we would help you facilitate that. and walk you through the process from A to Z. We specialize in getting homeowners loans for their dream home, but we also do more than that. So today we came down to Ocean Beach, partnered up with Surfrider, and had some team members come down here from Prospect, all pitched together, and had quite a bit of trash to clean up.
It's really heartening to see people come out and really care for the waterways.
It was great getting out here, and we're going to do it again soon. We're always looking for ways to give back to the community of San Diego. So if you have any ideas or need any help or support in any way, visit us at homefinance.com.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com.
Rugby. It's America's fastest growing sport and the predecessor of American football, combining football's physicality, the free-flowing grace of soccer, the ball handling skills of basketball, and the intensity of ice hockey. No pads, no helmets, all action. Rugby wrap-up and Major League Rugby, Thursday nights at 9 p.m. on YourView, starting March 17th.
When doors open for kids, they change lives. For over 75 years, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater San Diego has been opening its doors to provide a safe place for kids whenever they are out of school. A place with caring mentors and opportunities to focus on academic success, healthy lifestyles, and character building. At the club, we do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid that walks through our doors by inspiring, empowering, and changing lives.
Hey Hoops fans, Victor Howell here, host for the NCAA Tournament Special Dance to the Dome. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local teams all the way to the Final Four at the Dome. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we dance to the Dome this March on YourView.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
San Diego State women's basketball is headed to the Mountain West Championships. SDSU will take on Boise State on Sunday in the first round of the tourney. The Aztecs are ranked number 7, while the Broncos are ranked number 10. In the regular season, SDSU split their series with Boise State. It is the first time the two teams have met in the Mountain West tournament. On Wednesday night, SDSU fell to Air Force 70-46. The Aztecs got behind in the first half but made a comeback in the third quarter. Ultimately, the Falcons were able to heat back up in the fourth, however, to get the win. Sophia Ramos had 16 points. It was her 85th career game, scoring 10 or more points. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by YourView.
Prospect Home Finance, San Diego's mortgage leader, is celebrating 15 years of happy clients. HomeFinance.com is the go-to resource online or on your mobile device to discover your best home loan options.
Hi, I'm Jason Bondrak, CEO at Prospect Home Finance. I want to say thank you to all of our clients, both past and future. As part of our 15-year anniversary, we'll close your home loan in 15 business days.
Start your easy home finance process today at HomeFinance.com.
It doesn't matter what your background is and where you come from. If you have dreams and you have goals, and that's all that really matters.
I owe a lot to Charlie.
When you black, it's not a movement, it's a lifestyle. This is who we are.
The Rising. Check your local listings for air dates and times.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
All right, everybody, it's Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. We come to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios. 7 Mile Casino McVay.com. All right. I said in the last segment that I wanted to get into Sean McVay because the question is, how do you turn down $100 million to work less? Alex, if I said to you,
Yeah.
we'll pay you 2.5 times your salary,
I'm out.
and we'll only ask you to work about
That was quick.
30%.
I'm
Right.
out.
Yeah. So you make about 60% more,
Yeah.
and you work 30% less. Would you
What am I
like
doing?
that deal?
But what am I
Doesn't
doing?
matter. It doesn't matter. You're making 2.5 times your salary, and you're
2.5
working
times.
about 70% less.
Like I said before you even said 2.5 times my salary,
Yes.
I'm in.
I should try and make this a lot easier.
You
Run him
also
over with less.
you
When you use the
also
word
forgot
less,
to
he was in.
mention like stress, lifestyle, hours of operation. You know what I mean? Like
I'm trying to make it simple.
Right.
I'm trying to make it simple. Think about this. Think about this. Everybody who's listening, everybody who's watching, think about this for 1 second. If you could make 60% more money and work 60% less than you currently do, think about what I'm saying here. You're going to make a lot more and you're going to work a lot less. Does that sound good to you?
It depends on what I'm doing. It depends on what I'm doing, man.
Okay, well then let's bring it home. Let's talk about it in real time. Sean McVay is a young guy who is a really good football coach. He won his first Super Bowl. He's been in 2 in the last 5 years. Sean McVay has proven that he is one of the best coaches in the NFL at 30 some odd years old, 35, 36, something like that. Young guy. So
And actually, if you frame it this way, which
Mm-hmm.
I don't think is accurate anymore because he probably got an extension, but on his current deal at 8.5 for the next 2 seasons, he turned down over $83 million. That's much more than 60%. Because he only had $17 million left on his deal.
And they offered him at Amazon, they offered him $100 million to become the Amazon NFL lead color commentator, television football analyst.
Likely with Al Michaels.
$100 million to work less.
But if you're doing what you love, are you really working? The man might strictly just love coaching, and he may not feel it fit in his life right now to do it from a booth.
You love what you do?
Yeah.
Does it feel like work every now and then?
No.
It never feels like work.
No. And until I'm editing the
that's
fucking
that's the least confident you've ever been saying no.
Hey,
Dude,
Browner,
everybody,
listen.
when you love what you do, everybody in the world, I will say this as a Brown Facts if you want. Everybody in the world, you can love what you do. Every now and then it feels like work. Every now and then. Even if you love it the majority of the time, it's still work, man. You still got to do it. You still have to go to an office. You still have to go to a locker room. You still have to do things that you may not want to do every day.
Look, I don't begrudge anybody for making any amount of money that they can make. Troy Aikman make $18.5 million. Good for you. Tony Romo makes $17.5 million doing football games. Good for you. Al Michaels, if you can get a $100 million contract for 5 years, good for you. I have no issue with a movie star who gets paid X number of dollars for a film. Good for you. I don't begrudge anybody for making as much as they can make. However,
but
my goal in life, here's my goal in life. My goal is to work less and make more. That's my goal. Mark Cuban once said that he was never really trying to become ultra wealthy. He was just trying to create freedom in his life. He didn't set out, Mark Cuban, to make $1 billion. He set out to not have to work every day 9 to 5. He wanted to create freedom. So my goal in life is to work less and make more. By the way, it's not my philosophy. I'll tell you guys honestly, it's Deepak Chopra's philosophy. Is how money moves.
Still get his texts?
Deepak?
Yeah.
I do get his texts.
Yeah.
I get Gary V's text too.
Got it.
Which one is more important to you, Deepak or Gary V's?
I haven't gotten Deepak's in a long time. I mean, Alex, until you just said that, it reminded me. I don't think I've seen a Deepak text in a while.
You
Now that
seen
I said it,
Deepak text lately?
my phone is probably
Oh,
here.
you're getting one soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one today.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Tupac, Your
Oh.
Honor, Deepak. But in Deepak Chopra's
Who sold more
book,
records though?
probably so.
So who would technically be
Tupac.
more wise?
Tupac. Yeah. Well, I think I don't know. Good question.
I mean,
Mm.
the definition of wise is
I'm trying to
everyone's
remember the
different.
name of the book. I'm trying to.
Subjective.
I have it over here somewhere.
Tupacalypse.
No, not Tupac. This is Deepacalypse.
Oh, my bad.
All eyes
Yeah.
on me.
See?
Deepak Chopra has this book about money and the
Machiavelli.
seven. No, Alex, you can probably look it up really quick. It's the seven. I'm trying to remember the word he uses. Seven
Seven
something
spiritual
about
laws of success.
Spices.
yes.
Seven laws of abundance.
7 spiritual laws of either abundance or success or whatever it is.
Seven
And-
spiritual laws of success.
Okay, so I read
7
this
spices
book.
for cooking.
No, that's different. That's
Oh.
a different book. I've read this book like 5 times.
The
It's
law
one
of
of those
pure
books that I
potential.
travel with all the time, and I read it. I pick it up and I just read it.
Uh-huh.
And so, one of the things he talks about is learning how to work less and make more. Anyway, now let's bring that back to Sean McVay. When you're an NFL head coach, you're not working 40-hour weeks. You're not working 60-hour weeks. You're probably working 80-plus hour weeks. And you're putting in a lot of time. You're in the office at 6 a.m. You're not home till 8, 9 o'clock at night. You have other responsibilities outside of just coaching your football team. You got media responsibilities. You got to deal with the owner. You got to deal with the general manager and the roster. You got 50 some odd players that you got to deal with. There's a lot going on for an NFL football coach. And the wins and the losses, there's the tremendous highs and lows. So if you said to me, hey, look, you're making $8.5 million as a football coach. You love what you do? I'd be like, I love it. I love coaching football. I love being around the guys. I love that I don't wear a suit and tie to work. I love that on Sundays, on game days, I just wear a sweatshirt and a pair of khakis and some sneakers, and I'm in the game. I love it. I love what I do. I love coaching football. But if you said to me, tell you what, rather than making $8.5 million a year coaching with all the stuff that goes with it, I'll pay you $20 million a year. Here's how the week goes for you. You watch a little film. You talk to your broadcast partner. On Fridays, we ask you to come in. We fly you in on a private jet. Okay. You sit with the opposing coach. You talk to the quarterback. You get done. You write a few notes down. Go out to a really fancy dinner. Next day, you come in. You meet with the other team. Talk to your buddy, the coach. You get to know the quarterback a little bit. Great. You write a few notes. We have another fancy dinner. And then it's game day. And all you have to do is sit here and tell us what you see, because we think you're so entertaining and we think you're so smart as a football guy that you're going to be able to make the average fan at home really, really get into the game. We're willing to pay you $20 million a year to do that. And by the way, when the season's over, go live.
Scott, not only that, when you're
here's a
done
question.
with your Amazon contract, you can go back coach. You're 35, 36 years old, buddy.
Right.
You know how much
Here's
money
a-
got Gruden after he was on TV for a couple years?
Man, listen, y'all are missing
Man.
y'all missing y'all missing this. Let me explain something to y'all.
Go ahead.
How much is enough money? How much? Because to Sean McVay, there may be a cap on how much money he needs to truly be happy. And maybe the money is not what's making him happy. Maybe the ability to be a part of a football team makes him happy. I think we as a culture are so overly obsessed with money, we oftentimes lose fact or lose touch with what actually makes us happy. People without always think the with is what makes them happy. When you get the with, you realize this is not what makes me happy. Most rich, famous people are not happy people because the obtaining of the money did not do for them what they thought it would. Yeah, it would be nice to fly somewhere at a moment's notice or be able to buy whatever you want. But in obtaining that money, you lost out on other things. So there's a balance to the two. And for Sean McVay, $11 million to coach, and I get the coach. That's the balance I'm looking for.
I think this is the way I'm specifically to Sean McVay, not as a generality that we're talking about right now. Specifically for Sean McVay, he will leave the Rams once they enter a rebuild. What I mean by that is as soon as Matthew Stafford's gone and they got to go find a new quarterback, he's out. He's going to go to the broadcast booth because right now you're 36 years old. You got all the energy in the world. You don't have kids yet. You're going to get married this offseason. You still have a chance to come back. They're going to give you. They gave you a new deal, according to Pro
Well,
Football
is that
Talk. It's like $15 to $18 million a year.
okay? Okay, so there's already reports though that McVay's got a new deal.
Right.
That's too much. 15 million is too much.
You
Well, wait a
got
second. I still want to compare that to Belichick because Alex, I know you did some
12 and a
research and
half.
you said Belichick 12 and a half. I've presented that and I got slammed like, no, he doesn't. Belichick makes $18 million a year. And then Browner, didn't you say that Belichick is the guy who brings like the 18 million hypothetically is, hey, we're going to pay your coaching staff
No, someone
18
on our
million.
someone on the show said that.
Who said that?
He gets $20 million. He gets an odd amount of money, and he basically disperses that throughout his staff.
Yeah, but he's not like paying them directly. He's just
No,
like,
no, no,
okay,
of
the
course.
coaching staff gets paid 20 million. I take 12, I divide 8 amongst my assistant
Yes.
coaches.
Yes.
Yeah. Who told us that? Was that John Clayton who said that?
Yes.
Are you sure?
That's why you got the John.
So
Anyway.
there is no. It's not like player salary. It's not out there. You can't go to
Yeah.
Sport Track and track it. You got to listen to either one guy over here or one guy over here. There's reports it's 13. There's reports it's 18. There's reports it's 12. There's reports it's whatever.
Like they
And
probably
the
he
reports
probably
from
gets 18 million and issues the 18 million
and
out.
the reports from McVay are not like, oh, he's making this. It's he's going to make. He either got a 15 or $18 million salary. That's a massive difference too.
So
yeah. Well, listen, if you pay him 18 million to coach,
it's insane.
Versus 20 million to broadcast. Now I'll stick around and coach.
Yeah, because you
Browner,
still got
you
Matt
actually-
Stafford. You still got a team that can come back. Aaron Donald's going to get a new deal. Stafford's going to get a new deal. You're all going to come back and try it again. And if it doesn't work this year, you're going to give it another shot. If it doesn't work that year, then you can start talking TV again. And you're still going to be worth whatever to whoever in 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think that McVay.
No. See,
Well, why not though? Because McVay will still, even if it's 2 years from now and he doesn't make it back to the playoffs for the next 2 years,
right?
Won't McVay still be like the young, good-looking Super Bowl champion coach and
personality, with charisma?
But
and
that's
doesn't
not
he
why
have
they
more cachet than Troy Aikman today?
Sean Payton.
They want him. I want to be very clear about what I'm about to say next, because I'm not disputing any of the things that y'all said about him looking good and having energy and whatever. I'm not saying that. He's hot right now.
Yeah, I agree. He's
so
hot.
in
This is
2
the time.
years, somebody might retire. Peyton Manning may be ready to go into the booth. There may be another name that bubbles up. Pete Carroll might be out there. There's no telling of who could get hot and overstep him, and then that job be gone. That money be gone.
Glad you said Peyton Manning. I'm glad you said Peyton. Has Peyton Manning been hot right now for 5 straight years?
People have been
retired. He's been retired for 5 years. Am I not mistaken?
Yeah.
Like,
But
he's every single offseason, everybody wants Peyton Manning. He's been out the news. Nothing. Nowhere. He doesn't live in LA. He don't coach a team. He don't play for a team.
But
he don't do nothing.
Peyton Manning isn't doing something that's constantly publicly judged. So his Q rating or his exposure stays at a level to where, I saw him in a commercial, he was funny. Or I saw him on SNL, he was funny. Sean McVay will be weekly coaching on the sidelines. So his acumen will always be in question week after week. And so if he doesn't make the playoffs 2 years from now, or
Sean
2 years in a row from now, and then tries to go into TV, people will be like, hey,
Sean Payton hasn't been good the last 2 years. He's about to get paid.
And Sean Payton,
Troy Aikman hasn't played in a football game since the 90s. He just got $18 million.
He got Super Bowls.
Hey, listen. Yeah, but then Tony
So does
Romo, Tony Romo is making $17 million a year at CBS. The guy never won a playoff game in his life.
He was hot. He came in hot.
No, he
didn't. He came in directly from the game right into the number one.
Tony
Romo came in.
Tony Romo was calling plays before they happened during the game. That was
true.
cool.
And that's his act, and
which is,
so,
by the way, he's not calling plays anymore because when you 2 years removed from the game, you can't do that.
Right.
But that's no longer his thing. He's not.
Browner, I hear what you're saying. Like right now, McVay's hot, and if he were going to make the jump, he could make the jump, make the money. And Alex, to your point, he could then go back to coaching in 5 years because he'll always be the hottest candidate that everybody will want to talk
Now
to.
that part I agree with.
I
agree. He can always go back to coaching.
I think this has proven to me. Once McVay leaves, I don't think he's going back. I think once he leaves as a coach, I don't think he's going back. And obviously that can't be disproven forever, but that's really what I think. I think like he's just going to go at it, hard for another 5, maybe 10 years. I could play you a clip as to why I think it, and then he will be done. He's not
All right,
going to be a coach in
let's
his 55 years old. He's just
all right,
not.
let's take a listen. Yesterday, McVay did a press conference of some sort, like a Zoom presser, and he addressed a lot of these questions that we're talking about right now. Like, was he offered $100 million by Amazon? Why would he not take money like that when you can make so much more and work so much less? When you can make so much more money and have so much less stress? But Browner, I actually think philosophically, you've brought up some really great points today, which is, look, you make $8.5 million a year and you're not married and you don't have kids and you got a bank account with 20 some odd $1 million in it. You're like, what is the difference between this and that? I mean, here's 20 million. Next year I would have 45 million. Okay, you know what? But I can't even spend the money I got.
Right. I can't
You know?
I can't see the money in my daily life. I don't go, my card's not declined. I don't see something that I want and I can't get it. So how much money is enough for an individual?
Yeah, I mean, that's just, but it's funny you say all that because it reminds me of the Chargers moving, because the Chargers and the Spanoses, they were billionaires. And the reason they moved the team is because being a billionaire wasn't enough for those guys. You know, they wanted to make more. So they ripped the team from the market that loved them to go to the market that doesn't even know they exist, all because of greed.
Yes.
It's earlier in the show, the Phil Mickelson story. Phil Mickelson is being canceled right now because not just what he said about Saudi Arabia and human rights and all this, it was greed, which has turned people off to him. McVay has had an opportunity to make a fortune, but he's already making a fortune. And not only is he making a fortune, but what he's doing is it satisfies who he is.
Yeah.
You know, he may not get the adrenaline rush from TV. The reason Troy Aikman loves doing TV is because he can't play ball anymore.
We could also just be honest here and just admit what he did. He leveraged Amazon to get more money from the Rams.
Well,
Yeah.
makes
I
sense.
mean, that's all he
Absolutely.
did. Yeah. And
makes sense.
Absolutely. Because remember, when he wasn't making the playoffs and they weren't winning, people were like, "Oh, he's on the hot
It
seat."
was just 1 year.
Oh,
on
they
the
made
hot-
the playoffs. They didn't. They just didn't go anywhere. In the
He's
playoffs.
supposed to be a genius. He's on the hot seat.
All right, let's take a listen to what McVay said. We've all opined about this, and we've all talked about how much we would want to make and work less, make more. But McVay is going to make a lot more. He's going to continue to work like that, and he's going to continue to have to deal with all the stuff that comes with being an NFL head coach. Here's what he said.
Yeah, no, there was never a doubt, but I would say this, that is something that I've had an interest in, but I love coaching. I love these players. I think, more than anything, you really find a purpose when you're coaching and you're working with people and people that you love. And I think there was real purpose behind this team. There's a lot of passion and purpose. And I think those things, continue to carry you on, but it's hard to say. There's been so many things that have gone on. I love this game. I love coaching this game. I love working with the people, and I just think the timing and everything that surrounded it, it's very flattering. I'm humbled by it. To say that that's not something that down the line I'm not very interested and intrigued by would not be accurate, but I'm totally committed to coaching. Love this team.
Yeah. I mean, I never thought he was going to retire. Alex, you made some compelling points as to why he might consider it. And I totally hear what you're saying, Browner, about why he'd rather coach than make the big money of TV. But man, I'm telling you, you put that deal in front of somebody like me, $100 million over here, or $17 million remaining on your 2 years of your contract, and take away the fact that he's getting a new deal. Man, it's hard to turn down that kind
But
of
if
money.
you're not passionate about what the $100 million will get you, but you are unbelievable, you wake up for the thing you do $8 million for. You're going to give that away for the money?
I'll say another thing. If the Rams didn't pony up, he would be at Amazon right now.
Well, maybe you
He
might
ain't
be
coming.
right.
You don't come back for $8 million when you got $100 million on the table.
He's going to need more Super Bowls. I'll say that. He's going to need a lot more Super Bowls.
Why? Tony Romo didn't need any Super Bowls. He got $17.5 million a year.
I'm talking about for that check he's getting from Mr. $4 billion stadium man.
Oh,
Well,
I can't remember his name.
That's an economical
I
question.
lost
That's a great question. How much is a Super Bowl worth to a franchise?
Yeah.
Because he could already, whatever they gave him could already be worth it.
Hey, give me 1 second. I just want to mention, Alex, I know you pulled all the numbers, and we'll get to them in a second. I do want to just mention West Coast BBQ, westcoastbbqshop.com. Hey, Brian Bushfield, if you're heading to the airport right now as we're speaking, I want to wish you good luck. You know, Brian does a lot of business with the Big Green Egg Company. They're headquartered in Atlanta. He's going down there to have a bunch of meetings. I only mention all of this because we say to him, hey, we want to work with Big Green Egg. We love working with West Coast BBQ Shop. I mean, we've got Egg Fest on our calendar for later in the summer. But we want to work with the big brand too. We love the mom and pop shop. We love the local. But if we can get the big national, we'll do that because you know why? We make more, work less. See? WestCoastBBQShop.com. WestCoastBBQShop.com. If you're looking for an Italian pizza oven, if you are looking for a Big Green Egg, you're looking for a grill, you're looking for accessories, you want to build an outdoor kitchen, this is the #1 shop in all of San Diego for all of your barbecuing and outdoor cooking needs. WestCoastBBQShop.com, 2330 Proctor Valley Road in Chula Vista, 2330 Proctor Valley Road. Use the website, WestCoastBBQShop.com. All right, highlight of the day right around the corner, and Grande's got all the data that we all want to hear about. Stick around.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
If you love animals, Animal Zone is for you. From rescues to animal experts, Animal Zone is fun for the whole family. Watch Animal Zone right here on Your View, Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. And visit animalzone.org to learn more about the show.
We were the first. We carry the fire that began civilizations, and then we built them. We strengthened a nation, and then we fought for it. We are scientists, poets, and lawmakers. We are artists, leaders, and warriors. And as we gaze toward tomorrow, we leave an indelible mark on the past. Black History Month on Your View is proudly brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
Prospect Home Finance, San Diego's mortgage leader, is celebrating 15 years of happy clients. HomeFinance.com is the go-to resource online or on your mobile device to discover your best home loan options.
Hi, I'm Jason Bondrak, CEO at Prospect Home Finance. I want to say thank you to all of our clients, both past and future. As part of our 15-year anniversary, we'll close your home loan in 15 business days.
Start your easy home finance process today at HomeFinance.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
San Diego State women's basketball is headed to the Mountain West Championships. SDSU will take on Boise State on Sunday in the first round of the tourney. The Aztecs are ranked number 7, while the Broncos are ranked number 10. In the regular season, SDSU split their series with Boise State. It is the first time the two teams have met in the Mountain West tournament. On Wednesday night, SDSU fell to Air Force 70-46. The Aztecs got behind in the first half but made a comeback in the third quarter. Ultimately, the Falcons were able to heat back up in the fourth, however, to get the win. Sophia Ramos had 16 points. It was her 85th career game, scoring 10 or more points. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View.
You're listening to the 50,000-watt Powerhouse, bringing you the new generation of radio up and down all of California with a little bit of attitude. This is SoCal Sports Talk, the all-new and mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio.
Today, we proudly held the ribbon cutting ceremony for our new office in La Jolla, California. Here we are in the Merrill Lynch building, right in the middle of the village, and really, really happy to be part of this neighborhood. This is really special to Prospect in that it almost signifies the fact that we've grown up officially. We have survived the past 15 years by being very agile. We come to this one amazing location from 3 separate offices. So it's fantastic having everyone under one roof. This is going to do wonders in terms of streamlining our operations, being able to communicate with someone down the hall as opposed to someone who's several blocks away is going to be terrific. Our CEO, Jason Vondrak, he's a very humble person, but I know this day really, really means a lot to him in that he has led this company for 15 years, and he started this business out of a studio apartment, and look where we are now. That's huge. I think this new space signifies just endless possibilities for Prospects. I mean, we're headquartered in La Jolla, but we do business all around the country. So our goal is to be licensed to offer home financing in all 50 states, and we're well on our way.
Prospect Home Finance. Fast, friendly, affordable.
I founded Driveway Auction after working in the automotive industry, becoming a dealer and questioning the process that puts consumers at a huge disadvantage when selling their cars.
The big difference between Driveway and the other services is that Driveway works for you. If you've ever tried to sell a car, you know that it's an awful process that makes you either go and meet strangers in parking lots to take test drives or sit at the dealership for hours and hours while they wear you down. Driveway eliminated all of that.
With Driveway Auction, we come to you, so we complete the 40-point vehicle inspection from the comfort and convenience of your own driveway.
We send an independent third-party inspector to take measurements of the car, take pictures of it, evaluate the condition.
We use that information to advocate for you, using our network of buyers to compete. And when they compete, you win.
They take over the whole process, and you don't have to do anything.
Our clients get more money and a better process with Driveway.
Everybody at Driveway made me feel so comfortable during the whole process. It was a great experience.
Prospect Home Finance is a mortgage company. We specialize in residential refinances and home purchases. So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. If you're going out looking for a pre-approval to buy a new home, meet with the realtor, we would help you facilitate that and walk you through the process from A to Z. We specialize in getting homeowners loans for their dream home, but we also do more than that. So today we came down to Ocean Beach, partnered up with Surfrider, and had some team members come down here from Prospect, all pitched together, and had quite a bit of trash to clean up.
It's really heartening to see people come out and really care for the waterways.
It was great getting out here, and we're going to do it again soon. We're always looking for ways to give back to the community of San Diego. So if you have any ideas or need any help or support in any way, visit us at homefinance.com.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Hi, my name is Giovanni, and this is my mural. What intrigued me most about this project is that I realized there was not a lot of black street artists, and then there was not a lot of black art on walls. So that's what intrigues me the most, is that this is a project that's putting up multiple and plentiful of walls of black people on walls.
I'm Deborah, and this is my mural. When I was approached about this project as a portrait painter, I kind of like the idea of a challenge. I've done large-scale pieces that were called murals, but I had never done an outdoor mural, and I really love the subject matter. They didn't assign the subjects right off the bat. We had to kind of hear what they were going to do, and I was thrilled. I got to pick it, and this is the one that I was most happy with.
If you love animals, Animal Zone is for you. From rescues to animal experts, Animal Zone is fun for the whole family. Watch Animal Zone right here on YourView, Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. And visit animalzone.org to learn more about the show.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 a.m. ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Your Health is brought to you by If Your Mouth Could Talk by Dr.